Hey gamers, I'm Amos McCandless and welcome back to the Guerrilla Report. Picture a sandbox game similar to GTA 4, but instead of being a Serbian immigrant trying to make your way in Liberty City, you are a mutant superweapon created to destroy anything and everything in your path. That's exactly what was brought to the table in this summer's Prototype, Radical Entertainment's viral take on subhuman GTA. The game's main character, Alex Mercer, has an origin similar to that of Marvel Entertainment's Wolverine, in that both Mercer and Wolverine were kidnapped and made into human weapons by shady organizations, each left with no memory of their previous life. Mercer is public enemy number 1 in the state of New York and has no idea why. All he knows is that the scientific organization known as Gentech did this to him and others, and its only goal is to figure out the puzzle of his life. The story mode in this game is compelling and will leave gamers playing it for hours on end. The missions themselves may be a bit mediocre, however, such as destroy these water towers or capture this tank, but overall the story is very intriguing. Speaking of intriguing, much of Prototype's storyline operates off of something called the Web of Intrigue, which is basically a string of memories you gain from consuming different guards. Consuming, of course, is simply the act of killing somebody, absorbing their flesh into your body, then wearing them like a full-body human mask when the time calls for it. It's really kind of like a more twisted version of The Mummy meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hey, and who doesn't love that? Through playing, you slowly but surely find yourself picking up various mini-videos after killing and consuming select enemies, which all help to unfold the story of who you are and why you have your abilities. The web allows you to watch all these cinematics at your own leisure and lets gamers put the puzzle together at their own pace, which is definitely an innovative way of playing. The open-endedness of Prototype is very much similar to that of Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto, in that both have plenty of side missions you can do if you ever get bored with the story mode. Or you can just kill innocent civilians and consume their flesh like a cannibalistic terrorist, because that's always fun too. When it comes to sandbox games though, many developers struggle with keeping people entertained for any longer than 5 minutes, because, sadly, casual gamers get too bored too quick. So to keep this game interesting, Radical Entertainment incorporated a lot of upgrades and abilities that you can unlock for your character along the campaign. Much like in X-Men Origins Wolverine, upgrades such as claws make killing the infected a lot less difficult, and glide is an ability that allows you to, well, glide through the air and get from checkpoint to checkpoint more efficiently. The ability to target people, tanks, and helicopters in combat mirrors one of Radical's previous creations, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. The targeting system allows you to throw anything and everything you can get your hands on at those unfortunate helicopters and tanks. And though the gameplay is very fast-paced and entertaining, it sadly leaves a lot of room for little glitches and visual flukes. For instance, if you happen to be sprinting through a vastly populated area, punching the snot out of some mutant SOBs, there's a slight chance that those enemies will somehow evade dying and slide past you at 40 miles an hour like a bat out of hell. Not that this glitch isn't amusing or anything, but we figured we'd just give you a taste of what you may encounter when in gameplay. Also, when the situation calls for the usage of a fallen soldier's gun, it may take you a few tries to actually pick it up. Though this isn't a glitch, if you're caught in a sticky situation, it could make the difference between whether or not you have to sit there for 20 minutes redoing the mission. Other than the occasional glitch or two, the gameplay in Prototype is pretty sleek, and considering how fast-paced the game is, the annoyance level was kept impressively low. Another cool thing that Radical added to the game is a stat meter that tells you how many guards you have killed, consumed, thrown, or dismembered, which is always fun to check in on. Control-wise, the game is a bit of a toss-up. Button-mashing fans will be pleased with this game because Prototype allows all gamers the feeling of being a master of abilities. Luckily for those players, being able to slam your thumbs all over the control pad like a 10-year-old may actually score you a few kills. If you do this, you'll be throwing down destructive moves by the millisecond and taking out tanks all over the place. However, gamers who love strategy and combos that take time to master will feel that this game does not deliver what they're looking for. The controls are for the most part simple, so if you're a fan of hardcore complexity, you may have some problems with Prototype. But for the rest of us, slicing and dicing at random is satisfying enough. So just to recap, Prototype has a great storyline and the Web of Intrigue makes for a really fun campaign. Also, this is the kind of sandbox gameplay that many sci-fi gamers have been waiting to be immersed in. You know, immersive like it's still hard to put down your controller even if your cat just got run over by a zombie version of Elvis Presley rapping to Biggie Smalls immersive. On the flip side though, all of the cons were really pretty minor. Picking up guns can often be a hassle, and trying to escape the chaos so you can peacefully climb up the Empire State Building can sometimes seem impossible. But that's why the developers incorporated a quit to free roam option. And though the story mode may occasionally seem repetitive, we didn't have too much of a problem with it. Our verdict, Prototype is a perfect follow-up to Red Faction, Guerrilla, and Infamous, and should be on any casual gamer's summer checkout list for sure. Overall, Prototype is an intriguing storyline as well as great open-ended gameplay that any gamer will find hard to put down. Any of the cons you may encounter in Prototype are all pretty relative to the individual and are not train wreck problems overall. That's why here at Guerrilla we gave Radical Entertainment's Prototype a 9.0 out of 10. Game hard, game cool, and always remember to game smart. I'm Amos McCandless reporting to you from the front lines of gaming.